So today is class number 7 of our Hilchot De'ot, and we start with Sefer Chaim. We're on page 66. The big topic is the same: Lashon Hara, laws of derogatory speech. Today's topic is self-incrimination. Go ahead.
It is forbidden to relate derogatory information about someone even when the speaker mentions that he himself has the very same shortcoming or is guilty of having committed the same act. This is derived from God's rebuke of the prophet Yeshua for his having referred to himself as a man of impure lips, dwelling among people of impure lips. So this is okay. So Lashon Hara cannot be spoken even when it is clear that one is not speaking out of malice or with intention to malign. Thus, one cannot relate negative information about his loved one. So wait. So you can't even talk about yourself, pretty much. Okay, that he himself. Wait. It says about someone even when the speaker mentions that he himself has the very. Oh, so like basically it's like, oh, like he's having trouble with money, but so am I having trouble with money. Like,
no, I used to have exactly the same issue.
Yeah.
So this is absolutely forbidden. So if it's something like derogatory, I mean he's gambling, he's in cash advance business, like
right.
something like that. So even if you mention yourself, so that does not permit you to speak bad about others. Like this example that they give from Yeshayahu. So he was one of the most righteous prophets, and he said, "I'm the man of impure lips, dwelling among the people of impure lips." He was trying to say, like, how am I? I'm deserving all of this honor. Who I am? So he was.
I'm also a sinner, just like they're all sinners, pretty much.
Exactly. Yeah. So who am I to deserve? And it says that angel took a glowing coal and touched his lips, right? For speaking about Jewish people like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So all right. So let's start. So before we go to Rambam, so let's start with a question. Could you describe the situation, and we're going to answer.
So I don't want to jump to any conclusions because we're talking.
No. We have a Halachah class. We're trying to see what is a general approach. That's it.
Right. So I'm trying to judge favorably, but I know the place I go to, we have because a lot of the congregation moved to Israel, like before I even joined there. Like, before I was davening there, like he had like a small, like a nice congregation that always used to come that moved to Israel. And now we've been having problems getting a minyan some days, like we have to go outside and like try to bring people in because we're like near another shul, like a factory. So I know that once in a while we have some people there that come in. We have one person that I know, he's also coming like he's almost like a Baal Tshuva, like because his father passed away and you could see he's been growing. Like he started putting on tzitzit. He comes in every morning putting on tefillin. But Shabbat, he takes the bus to come to the shul. So when I first saw this in the beginning, I told Rabbi Yaron, and he's like, look, he's like, the rabbi might be working on him because his father passed away. So he was coming there for Kaddish. Like his father, the rabbi buried his father and he told him, like, come to Kaddish for your father. But he's been coming and like the rabbi's been straining him up. Like he got him a job. He like made him like dress nice, put on tefillin. Like you could see he got a seat, like this and that. And he's praying, like you could see he's davening. But Shabbat is difficult because he takes care of his mom. And he lives pretty far. Like maybe like walking, if you were to walk, it'd probably be like an hour and a half, 2 hour walk to our shul.
Whoa.
Walking. So he takes the bus. So the rabbi sometimes offers him like, look, stay here. Don't take the bus, So I don't know what that's considered. Is that like, can I count him in a minyan? Like he's trying, like he's making an effort. Like, is that somebody that you can count in a minyan? Like even like he's trying, like, he's not fully there, but maybe he's not fully keeping kosher, but like when he's in the shul, like he keeps Shabbat, like, like he prays, he comes out of the bathroom, like he's trying, like, but I feel like he's also like a socially awkward guy, so maybe like this for him feels like I feel like he's finding his spirituality here, and don't know. Like, what does that count? Does that count as a minion? Like, can I exclude? Do I have to exclude him?
Mhm. So it's very not easy question. So the question I would ask this rabbi: did he tell him, or did anybody tell him not to take the bus on Shabbos?
Well, the one thing I'm worried about also, this just hit me today, is let's say after Shabbos he goes home and he's wearing a yarmulke and he takes the bus. Now it's a Hilul Hashem, which just hit me today. I'm like, wait, if he doesn't stay there all the time, does he take off his yarmulke at least, like when he's on the bus? Because now I'm worried about that, So I don't know. But then, because we don't ask, at least I don't ask. There's sometimes people that come in to do Kaddish, like their family passed away, and I don't think they keep Shabbat because they don't even know how to put on tefillin. But I don't ask. I just assume, and it seems like the rabbi counts them as a minion because I don't know, but I don't want to assume. I want to kind of find an approach to maybe ask the rabbi when I'm in shul studying on like Shabbat or something. Like we have like an hour where we like study, and just be like, Rabbi, is it, like here's a book. It says that did you is this accurate? Like it says Rambam says that you can't count somebody who doesn't keep Shabbat in a minion, and then this way he can at least talk about it. I don't want to go in there and start being like he takes the bus. Like, is that allowed? Like, are we allowed to count them as a minion?
Is it possible that I talk to this guy?
Ooh.
This guy that takes the bus?
I would love to. I mean, he's a Russian guy. I gave him Rabbi your own CDs, and I texted him the videos. I don't know. I follow up. Like, you watch it. He's like, not yet, not yet, not yet. I mean, I don't know how you would talk to him. If you want to come to my show, you can meet him.
I don't have time to go anywhere, but basically on the phone we can talk.
How do you suggest I talk to him?
I can talk if you don't feel comfortable talking.
How do you suggest I bring it up to him?
Okay, we can think about it. So let's put it aside for now. So we got the general idea. So general idea, if you can count people who are who not Shabbos observant,
right,
as a part of the minyan. So the straightforward answer, if he knows about Shabbat, right, you cannot count them.
If he knows about,
if he knows that there is a Torah that was given to Jewish people.
Oh, like if
and there is a place that is called synagogue, and that there is a God, and you go there, and somebody's passed away, and you have to say Kaddish. So that's make them like some you cannot say that he's absolutely ignorant.
Right.
On one hand, on another hand, I mean we're not trying to blame anybody, right? We're trying to help people. That's
right. So what if he's just learning, or what if you have people that come in for Kaddish that he counts as a minion, who I don't know if they believe or not believe, they're just doing it because it's something that they hear that you're supposed to do for their family.
Exactly. So that's why this rabbi, if I were that rabbi, so I told him, look, we love you very, very much, but on Shabbos you cannot take bus. So I always in the shuls where I would go, I know like somebody lives in I don't know, like 10 minutes drive, 15 minutes drive. So it's like exactly like you said, it's 1 hour, 1.5 hours, very long, so very fast. So I would, without asking any questions. So I said you cannot drive on Shabbos and stuff like that. And one person out of many said, no, I actually stayed by someone because I like to go to the synagogue. But with all others, I would say just you like the show. They're nice people, very friendly. So come on weekdays. And on Shabbos, go to local shul or stay home if you don't have any shuls.
Mm-hmm.
But in Brooklyn, it's impossible not to have a shul around.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe I mean maybe a little further walk, but that's it. So maybe it's not your kind. Maybe but
I told him the first time I told him before, after I spoke, like it was when I first joined, he was already there going for Kaddish. Like literally, his father passed away like a week probably before I moved to Brooklyn to go to the shul. and we got to know each other a little bit, and he just started coming there, like every day and learning and this and that. And then on Sabbath, he came one day, and I was like, I noticed that he's leaving, and he's waiting on the bus, and I'm walking with him because he's walking to the bus stop that's by my house, and I'm like, you're not supposed to take the bus on Shabbat. Like you don't you have a shul by you? And he's like, I know, I know it's not allowed. Like he's a little, maybe like, I don't know, like he didn't understand the consequences of what he was doing.
The seriousness. So somebody says it's not allowed.
So it was like a law, like like a minag, almost like how like some people are like, oh yeah, I know it's a bus.
It's like you're not allowed to park on a hydrant, right? But everybody parks.
Right. So
exactly.
I told Rabbi Yaron, and he's like, look, the rabbi might be working on him, like, he's trying to, like slowly like build up, like, and I see it because at first I didn't see it, but now I see he's wearing tzitzit, and every morning for Shachris, puts on tefillin and says the blessings, washes, does netilat yadayim in the morning, says the blessings before he comes to shul. And then sometimes I think he does sleep over at the rabbi's, because the rabbi, I think, imposes it on him, like you should, like, but like he doesn't, he can't, because he takes care of his mom, so he has to go back. So, and Rabbi Yaron told me just give him, text him a video of mine, Hashem, his millions, a few others, Shabbat, and that. I've been doing it, and I don't know, but if I'll talk to him. I'll see if if he wouldn't mind talking to
me, or he can join our classes.
Yeah, or he could join class. Yeah.
So we will mention just by the way.
That would be a better patch. By the way, like there's a class that I go
Yes.
Or I could even tell him to join your classes on the days that you
other classes. Yes, absolutely.
Okay. All right. Perfect.
For the beginners, but we can. There are always questions and answers, different topics, so we can talk. And of course, but before talking to him, we need to talk to Rabbi and see what he says. I mean, if somebody is working, if I'm trying to help somebody else, I would not want to somebody get help. So I don't want to plan. I did my research. I'm trying to help that person, and now somebody just from the street decided that he has a better tactics. Maybe yes, maybe he does, maybe not. But he has to talk to me. Maybe he can offer something better that I can. Right.
That's why I want to bring up that question. Shul, like, is it true? Kind of like I know the answer, but I want to get his thought about it because. Yeah. So, maybe that's.
Let's address it. So as you see that this person has a good heart.
Yeah.
Right? He comes to the show. He davens. He does everything. He advances little by little. Whatever he does So, but we need to resolve big issues. So 3 big issues is, for example, he's not married, let's say. So 2 biggest issues, Shabbos and kosher food, and that's it.
Yeah.
Right. And the third one is family purity. But if he's not married, so we can work on these 2 at least.
Not married, but there's still ways to sin with that. So
Say it again?
He's not married.
He's not married. Okay.
He can still be sinning. I don't know him that way.
Yes.
He is old.
Let's straight Shabbos, because so in the merit when a person gets some merits from one mitzvah, they help him to get to another level.
Right.
So you have to get you cannot work on everything at the same time. You choose one thing, big one, the biggest. We try to overcome the obstacles, and then these merits are going to help you.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay.
So, but let's talk in general. So you asked me about if you can count this. For example, not this guy. Let's say he needs more time. He needs this or that. But let's say somebody who knows and still does whatever he does, right? Mm-hmm. So it's a Shulchan Aruch, right? It's Siman 55, Laws of Kaddish, and Sif 11.
Hold on, let me just write that down because I have the kids here. So Shulchan Aruch
55 and Sif 11. So it's if you look at the Mishnah Brura, it's a volume number 3, English volume, and page 149. Okay, so it says a wrongdoer who has violated communal decrees or has transgressed a transgression may be included in minyan of 10, provided that he has not been banned. Okay, so what does it all mean? So Mishnah Brura comments, or transgress transgression. Prima Guardian writes that this ruling apply when one transgresses the transgression in lust. In last mean that he ate not kosher. So you saw him. It's not that he went out of McDonald's, right? So just because he went out of McDonald's, you cannot. You still have to include him in minyan.
Right.
Okay, continue. But if one transgress, okay, go ahead. Sorry, no, go ahead.
Sorry. Could have used the bathroom. Like, you don't know. You have to give the benefit of the doubt, right?
No. It's here. We're not talking about benefit of the doubt. We're talking exactly. We know for sure that that's what he did.
Oh,
we know out from the McDonald's and he holds this back and exactly.
So he ate. He's like
he's chewing. He's
walking.
Yes.
So he can.
Okay. So these things people are doing from lust. They cannot contain their desires. So just because they cannot contain their desires does not mean that they're going against Hashem.
Okay.
There are two separate categories, and Mishnah Brura said it in one sentence, but that's a big thing, right?
Yes.
Okay, continue. But if one transgress one, even a single injunction, in order to offend, or if one is an apostate, right, who serve idols or desecrate the Shabbos publicly, his rule as non-Jew and cannot be counted as a part of the minyan.
Mm-hmm. You have to know that they're breaking Shabbat, right?
Okay, so you have to know that breaking Shabbat, and when they say publicly, what does it mean publicly? It does not mean that that 10 people have to see them, right? Like group of the people, like, guys, let's go see this guy is making barbecue, right? So okay, no. So if 10 people know he's breaking Shabbat, so that's what it is. No, you saw him in one day, I saw him in another day. Other people know whatever they do, they go into the car, they go to the beach, they go this and that. So okay, so it's I think it's very, very clear. So okay. A person like that cannot be part of the minyan. So, and of course, if he stays on a bus stop and waiting, I'm not talking about this guy, but in general, right? Or he comes from the store with a bag on Shabbos, right? So what exactly he was doing there? Okay. If for some people, so if you know that somebody is a kosher Jew, 100%, so you can give him benefit of the doubt that maybe somebody is sick, maybe this, and you need to I don't know, these tomatoes, and they didn't have tomatoes, and unless he has tomato, he's going to whatever, right? So in this case, you can give a person benefit of the doubt. You know him for many years. But if he was Michal Shabbos all of this time, and now you see him going out of this store, so you're not allowed. You're not allowed to give him benefit of the doubt. That's what he is. You understand? He just confirms. Okay. So and second Mishnah Brura. So let me read the Shulchan Aruch one more time, so we have continuation. So it says, a wrongdoer who has violated communal decree, whatever is it? So, right, or has transgressed a transgression may be included in minyan of 10, provided that he has not been banned. So today we don't do bans. I think maybe in some community they do, but I'm not aware of it. Mm-hmm. Okay, so commentary say, Mishnah Brura says, he has not been banned, even if applies if he transgressed a transgression which is liable for the death penalty. Right? He has not been banned. So okay, he has not been banned. Even that applies if he transgressed a transgression which is liable for a death penalty. Mm-hmm. But the reason for this ruling is that it is written with a reference to Achan. So it says Israel has sinned, from which the sages derived that even though a Jew has sinned, he's still Israelite. and retains his holiness. So Achana is the guy who stole these idols in the days of Yeshua, right? And we had all of these issues, but we still keep them. Even though I think they executed him, if I don't mistake, I'm not sure. I think so, right? But still, he's being a Jew. Okay. As continue. As for the sect known as Karaites, they may not be counted among the 10. So Karaites, if you know, they go only by written Torah. So that they deny the oral Torah completely.
Right.
That was a sect, but okay. So continue. This is because they do not acknowledge the oral Torah, and whoever denies the oral Torah may not be taken into account for the purpose of any expression of the sanctification. So I mean, that's the end. I'm not going to read. So basically, if somebody denies the oral Torah, and there are many people like that, right? So they would say that's what rabbis made up.
Yeah,
it is true. It's rabbinic law, but rabbis just explained what the Torah says.
Right.
So people like that cannot be counted to the minyan. So I mean, it's not okay. They cannot be counted. We're not judges. Once again, we're trying to help people.
Right. That's the goal.
We have Hashem and His heavenly court to judge people. They do not need our help. But what we're trying to do, we're trying to help people, give them information. But after we give them information one time and 2 times and 3 times, and they persist in doing what they do, so we cannot count them as a part of the minyan. And I had this issue, as I told in the message. So I was going to the shul. It was exactly the same story. People start leaving the neighborhood for whatever reason. And this shul was there almost 100 years or more. No, it opened 1920 or 1923. I don't remember. Like in that it's like one of the oldest shul in the neighborhood, right? A shtibel, like small in a house. Right? Yeah. So you see their book from 1800s.
Wow.
The original people that came. They came in the beginning of the previous century. So they brought books with them. So and these books are still there. So I saw these books. I touched them. Look at them. Right?
Amazing.
So I felt bad, and somebody asked me, "Can you join the minyan, please?" And of course, it's not okay. So I went there. Well, it was kosher minyan in the beginning, but people start dying out, moving to heavenly yeshiva, right? And now they need one more person, and they found one guy, and he was used to be reform, I guess. No, but he still reform. If person is reformed, most likely he stays like that, right? So unfortunately, they think that the Orthodox is too much, but we are just moderate, right? So basically, everybody knew. Like I was protesting, and they sometimes they would get somebody else, or whether somebody else was not available and stuff like that. 11 people, 12 people, 10 people, whatever. So it was like ongoing struggle. And one day I was walking to the shul, and who is parking next to me? This guy. So he comes from the gym. And he goes to the gym. I don't know, like Shabbat 7 a.m. whatever. I don't know what time. And he lowered the window, and he says, "Good Shabbos." I said, "You're not allowed to be counted for a minyan. We cannot call you to the Torah." I was shocked. That's all I could say. Said, no, don't worry about me, worry about yourself. I know, don't worry, okay. So don't worry. So I came to the shul, and I told this guy in charge, I said, you cannot, that he's a Leib. So if he would be and sometimes there are 2 Leibs.
The guy who drove here was a Leib?
Yeah, he's a Leib. That's what he said. He's a Leib. Do I know he's Leib? I don't know. Okay, so everybody knows him.
I have a cousin who's a Cohen, and he's Mechalel Shabbat that I'm trying to work.
No. Okay, yeah. So basically, it is a tough situation. So this guy in charge, he said, "How can I not to call him to the to the Torah? We have Cohen, and only one Levi, another Levi is out. We have only this Levi." I said, "Look."
So you call an Israeli?
Don't ask me these questions, right? I'm telling you that's. And one time I said, do whatever you need to do, but do not call him to the Torah and stuff like that. We cannot count him. But at that time, it was 11 people, no problem, on one hand. On another hand, it was, they called him up to the Torah. I didn't answer to his blessings because blessings are in vain. You are not allowed to answer the blessings. But then I said, okay, I'm not coming. If he's coming, you go to the hot place, whatever you want to do, all of this blessing in vain. You want to do that, you do that. And people start talking to me and this.
No, because if you know that the shul is breaking halachah, you can't be a part of that shul, right?
Exactly. That's exactly what I told them. I mean, then I confirmed with other rabbis. So they told me very clearly. So halachah for me is to leave. If it's 10 people, so I'm making avera. It's putting stumbling block in front of the blind, so that they continue davening and read from the Torah.
Yeah,
problem is with me. They said, forget about this guy. He's whatever. Problem is with me that I'm still staying in there. If it's more than 10, and there is another Leib,
then that's
told them, okay, so they can call that Leib or this Leib, whatever they can pretend something like they ask what time they ask. It was he was the only Leib, so this guy they in charge. He has coin to leave to go to the bathroom, so they started without coin, so we can call anybody else. And like, but how many times you can do a trick like that? You understand? So okay. Well, one time you asked this coin to give up his aliyah. I mean, coin wants to get an aliyah.
I don't know. I was watching Rabbi Nisin again, Alav Shalom, and said that if there's a mechalel Shabbat and you want to give him an aliyah, you give him the 8th aliyah, like 7 on Shabbat, but you give him the one without counting, right? That. See, on Shabbat we're good. We have more than 10 kosher Jews. It's during the week that I'm worried about the minions that this guy we're counting him, and it's not for his own fault. It's just maybe he works at his own progress. He's just he lives with his mom. I understand. So I don't know.
So let's try to help him.
Yeah, let's do it.
That's what we must do. Help him.
I've been praying. I just want to help one person. If I could only help one person before I leave this earth, then I'll be happy.
Yes. That's our obligation. If you have one person to work on one person, put all of your energy, all of everything into one person, and see. I mean, if he has potential.
Yeah.
If he does not have potential, we're not allowed to put our energy into it. It's like it's a waste of energy. But if somebody is trying and he's trying to get closer, you are obligated to put all of your energy into it.
How do you know if somebody doesn't have that potential? Like, how do you know if you're wasting energy on somebody? Like, how would you judge that?
I have a case. So I was part of different organizations, and they asked me if I want to teach somebody. He's a very famous. Should I say so? So he's a famous. No names. He's very famous Russian lawyer, like top. Okay, and I look him up. He's everywhere. He's all around.
You to teach him Torah, right?
So so listen to this. He had a girlfriend non-Jewish, and he thought so maybe she's going to convert, maybe. So maybe if they're going to learn a little Torah, so maybe she'll like it, maybe, and she's going to convert, and everybody would be happy. You understand? But okay, so that was the goal. So I asked Rabbi. So I mean, I knew the halachah, but I had to many times. I just told somebody a few days ago. So even if you know something, run by Rabbi. Just say, okay, this is the situation. That's what I think I should do. Correct or not? That's how should I answer that person, right? So just ask the question. Takes 30 seconds, but you know that you. So I asked Rabbi. So he said, yeah, no problem. So she can listen. So basically, I cannot teach her, but I can teach him. And if she's somewhere in the room, I mean, it's not exactly my business. So I warned them. So okay. So this is the Torah. So non-Jews not supposed to learn Torah, but if it's for the sake of the conversion, there is no problem. Of course, she did not convert. So I spent 1.5 years, 1.5 years. And I didn't want to give up. And my wife was yelling at me. And my wife, God bless her, she, of course, she said it's a lost cause. And me, like every time I thought like maybe this time I'm going to say something and he's going to read, he's going to see with his own eyes something else. After all of this energy that I put in, and that's it, just give up. So, but after 1.5 years, so that's it. It's not working. The guy, you see, this tumah that person was in to have this non-Jewish lady around. So this tumah, it kills all of the kedusha that we do 1 hour a week. You understand? And plus he was trying to make Torah like around his schedule. So his schedule comes first, and then Torah, if it's going to fit, if there is a time. So basically, it was one of my first experience that I was trying very, very hard to put everything in that. Or in another guy, so he's basically was also not interested. He's a little older. So I try and I invite him and his wife in the house, and we spend time and we talk. I sent them lectures and this and that. They had questions, and I thought they are sincere. But then his wife passed away, and we asked them, she's sick. Hashem is sending me messages. Stop with this. Do at least mikveh. Do it Shabbat. Do something. Don't be stay just going. Don't be just stupid. You understand? So and one time he said this phrase. You would not believe what he said. So I sent him this Rabbi Mizrachi Torah and Sign movie, and I asked him, nudge him, like every 3 days, did you watch it? Did you watch it? And like after a year, 2 years, that I didn't learn this him, like only occasionally, right? So he said, yeah, but it says in a calculation of the moon, right? There is like a difference between this scientific and the Torah. It's like seven decimal, after the decimal point, it's like 1 point difference. And I was like, you said that's what you got from the whole movie? There is a difference.
That whole thing.
It's this different. I don't know, like at a few seconds difference. Okay, I don't know, half a split. I don't know what is it. It doesn't make any difference to me. You understand? So and that's it. I mean, he's whatever he's doing is I don't know. Also nice personality, a sweet Jew, but that's it. So and from then on, I try a few times, and if somebody wants to be helped.
You gotta help the ones that have like their soul is still alive a little.
Exactly. I help. I can send a video, but spend my time. I'm not going to spend my time because I have enough people who wants to learn and who needs my attention and ask me questions, and I see that I can really affect their lives and help them, and they change. So I cannot split my time. They need like 30 minutes of my time a day, so I need to give this 30 minutes because I see the results. I cannot work like I don't know with
no purpose. There's no result.
No results at all. So it's fine. Okay, so that's I guess how do you know? So if a person is interested, if he see that changes, that he's honest, like he's trying to help to change, but maybe it takes him a little longer. So he wants to go at his own pace. Okay, let them do it. But if no changes at all,
yeah, you gotta move on.
You have to stop. Yes.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
So you wanna let's do.
That helped. No, that made me understand because I'm working on a friend of mine. So it's still tough.
It is tough, but you can always send them to my classes if you want. But they can join.
I'm gonna join, but we'll see.
Okay.
He's very against religion now because I converted. because I became Jew, not converted, but because I became more religious, So he's got like a very big thing.
So you are not the right vessel. He's not going to listen to you. Whatever you said is going to be disgusting to him. That's why I said you need somebody else.
He's listening to everybody. Mizrachi, Ron, nothing. I just convinced him to put on tefillin every day. That's as far as I.
Okay, maybe but maybe that's all his potential. So you understand. So I would say that everybody can be a Moshe Rabbeinu. It's obligated to be like Moshe Rabbeinu. So be like Moshe. How can you ask a person to be like Moshe Rabbeinu who spoke face to face to Hashem is Barach, right? How can it be? Like it's just asking impossible. So then they say no. Same in the Torah. Many times it says Moshe and Aaron, and sometimes it says Aaron and Moshe. So our Rashi HaKadosh tell us why. Because Torah show us that they're on the same level. What do you mean the same level? That reach their potential. Did Aaron talk to Hashem directly? No. But he reached the top of his potential. So sometimes the potential that dirty soul is only to put tefillin. That's it. So I mean, you did your best. Just continue. There's so many people who needs help, and they just waiting. And I have a person right now. He asked me to find somebody that he can learn 2.5 hours a day of Torah. Yeah, you understand? So I mean, he has to give me phone number, stuff like that. So that's my project, Beezrat Hashem, to find who he's going to learn with.
Are you by any chance giving out are you going to distribute the flyers for the Tikkun Abrit thing or anything?
Me personally, no.
I want to do it. I'm going to buy flyers. I want to do it with somebody. I don't know if you know anybody that would be willing to do it with me. No? All right, I'll do it myself. It's all right. All right, let's go.
Okay, so page 270, in Halachah number 2. So if you want, you can read. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead. I read last time.
Okay. So let me read them. So we start from the beginning. We'll read the whole Halachah and then go back with commentaries. So it says, how are they to be healed? So just to remind us, in Halachah, it's Halachah number 2. In Halachah number 1, we said that we were talking about people who are spiritually sick.
Right.
And the definition, as we said last time, definition of spiritually sick is a person who is craving all of the sins and who is discussing with everything good, right? The positive holiness, as he just explained us. He discussed with holy things, and he attached. He craves all of the bad things. Not exactly that person, but in general, we know many examples like that. Okay, we tell the wrathful man to train himself to feel no reaction when even if he is beaten or cursed. So basically, everybody have to so that this wrathful man, the one who is very angry, so he has to be prepared for the situation. So he knows that he's going to get angry, so he has to get prepared. Okay.
So how would you do that? I don't know if this is the right approach. So I think about the situations that I'm going to get angry in. So typically what those are. If I go to my grandma's house, my grandma does not like that I became religious. She's actually completely against religion. She grew up in a very rough period in communism, like most people, and she just, and it gets me angry because she almost goes against religion completely. The religious people, she feels like they're the enemy.
Yes.
And it gets me angry. And I know when I get angry, we start fighting, and then I have to do tshuva for it. And then now I start thinking, okay, I'm going to my grandma's, just going to come in with a smile, greet her. She's elderly, try to avoid maybe the conversation. Is that the way good, to prepare?
Maybe, okay. Or maybe they tell her something good about religion. Tell you this halacha of that we learn of Shemitah year, of Yobel year, that Hashem said it's all mine. So it's not yours. And it says clearly in the Torah, do not cheat each other, right? When you sell the land, So you sell how much they can harvest. So if they have 7 years before this Yol year, or 3 years, so it depends on the price, on how many years before the Yol. So that's how you calculate the price.
Yeah, I should tell her about this week's parsha then, right? Like it's
some pieces don't like that's look. I want to tell you what I learned, and started telling that it's not should not be like hard things.
That's a great idea.
You're going to have something in common. Many people, like I had these neighbors, they move out, so they and he started talking about this religious people like that. But I said I said, first of all, you did not witness what I was saying, first of all. But second of all, even if it is true, whatever, if let's say assume that everything that you said, that's what exactly these religious people did. Okay, but that's not what Torah says.
Right.
So we don't judge Judaism by what do Jews do. We judge Judaism based on the Torah, what Hashem says.
Right.
And many times it's not exactly the same. So why? Okay. So I said I feel also very bad. So this actually, like he was like shocked. I say I agree with you. I agree with you. I'm not defending bad people, right? But okay.
Okay.
So we had this conversation, but okay. So that's
interesting.
I think just get prepared for the situation. So if you know that situation is what tips you off, so you have to get prepared, not to get angry. Whatever she said does not matter. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Okay, continue. He should follow this course of behavior for a long time until the anger is uprooted from his heart. That's so. Rambam is continuing with his with his approach. If you be persistent, do 1 time and 2 times and 3 times, and another approach, I guess, with the grandma. So you can say always, grandma, I love you very much.
Mm-hmm.
But since you make me angry and you always argue, I'm going to stop coming less.
Mm.
That's what you tell me. That's what you with your attitude, you may make it not want to come.
Right.
Because there's some religious people, not religious. How do you know? Maybe they did, maybe they did not do.
Yeah.
You understand? So you pushing me away. Why? I love you very much. You pushing me away. So and women usually hearts they're going to melt.
Mm. All right.
As I spoke to one guy and say, if you say this and this to your mom, she's going to melt.
Okay.
And that's what happened.
Mm.
Okay. The man who is full of pride should cause himself to experience much disgrace. So okay, he wants only pride, he wants only covet. Okay, get some disgrace. He should sit in a low list of the places, dressed in tattered rags, which shame the wearer, and the like. So basically, to bring you all the way down, until the arrogance is uprooted from his heart, and he returns to the middle path, which is a proper path. When he returns to the middle path, he should walk in it the rest of his life. But now he would have the experience what to compare to, right? Like this is one of the ideas why we repeat the Exodus from Egypt like so many, like every day, right? And all of these things we have to repeat the Exodus of Egypt, so to remind us where were we and what Hashem did for us, right? We don't repeat that Hashem created the world, right? Why? Because it's for us it's like irrelevant what He did for us, and we can testify and we go by the Exodus of Egypt. Okay, continue. One should take a similar course of each of other traits. A person who is swayed in the direction of one of the extremes should move in the direction to the opposite extreme and accustom himself to that as long for a long time. So basically persistence, until he has returned to the proper path, which is the midpoint for each and every temperament. Okay, so we have time to finish or not?
Yeah. We can
Okay,
finish.
all right. So let's just finish this, at least. Okay. No, this is good. Okay. So from the beginning, how they to be healed? 16. The chapter 1, Halachah 7, asks, how can one train himself and proceeds to describe a course of behavior intended to ingrain a trait within a person's character? There, the Rambam addresses himself to people who are fundamentally sound moral health. So you understand, meaning that that person knows exactly, I have this problem. Like you said, if I'm in this situation, I'm getting angry. So you understand it's wrong, but so you can work on it because you're in sound moral health, right? You understand that it's wrong, that and what is happening. Okay. Hence, the advice aims at action that lie in the middle of the road. Here, Rambam is concerned with the morally ill. So you cannot talk to somebody like this morally ill as he's normal, right? Therefore, the treatment consists of adapting the extreme position. Not Shishmona Prakim chapter 4, where Rambam elaborates on this approach in details. Okay, so basically what it says here, so whatever there is, the way you can talk to normal person, meaning that he did tshuva and that there is some things that he should work on, right? And this morally ill is not exactly the same. I mean, the goal is the same. We have to put him in the middle path, but here he has to go like all of the opposite extreme.
Right.
Of course, as we said last time, we read in a commentary. So that person, we're talking about if person is willing to change. If he does not acknowledge that he has a problem, we can stop on Halachah number 1. There is no cure for him. So that's the approach with this is from Halachah number 1. We learn approach with all of these people that we're trying to help. So first he has to acknowledge that I'm doing something wrong, and there is some power above, like Hashem, that tell us exactly, gave us an instruction, and that's what he expects of us. Okay, continue. After note 16, we tell the wrathful man to train himself to feel no reaction if he is beaten or cursed. We tell, commentary 17. This is consistent with the advice given above. A man cannot dose or cure himself unless he is told what to do. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So basically, if you go to the physician, he gives you this medicine. He gives you take this pill 3 times a day, before food, after food, with food, or whatever. So the exact instruction. So here with a morally ill person, the instruction must be precise. Here the Rambam lays down the general principle of behavior correction. However, in particular, the wise man who is consulted must determine what degree of behavior should be adopted and the length of period of treatment. So basically, this wise man this morally person went to, so he has to be very wise to know exactly how to apply it. Okay. So he said, go. So do not have any reaction, even if he's beaten or cursed. 18. A person who is prone to anger, generally very sensitive to even a slightest affront to his person or dignity. To eradicate this oversensitivity, he is told to follow the other extreme and remain silent even when the reason to protest. So of course it's not easy, but when you know the price, if you're able to change yourself, so yeah, you will do it absolutely. Okay, continue. He should follow this course of behavior for a long time until the anger is uprooted from the heart. So basically, what it says here, so this and the previous sentence. So this person has to have some mashgiach, somebody who can guide him exactly, like a person he can talk to. So he can, many times I hear like every time. So that the guy learns some books and he thinks that he can help himself. He can evaluate himself. It's absolutely wrong. He cannot. Okay. Commentary number 19. As mentioned throughout the chapter 1, our deeds influence our traits. How did so? As we said many times, you start doing it, and it's going to change our character. Act in a calm and settled manner for a prolonged period of time will train a person not to overreact. So that's one of the things that I'm working on. Right, with all of the bigger things, I have no problem. Bigger things, but some small things bother me. So,
I'm working on that too, actually, not to overreact.
Not to over and like a second later, so what is the difference? Why? Okay, but so basically the approach is, so we just learned the approach is just to be prepared and not to react.
Right.
Not to react. Okay, continue.
Mm-hmm.
The man who is full of pride should cause himself to experience much disgrace. Number 20. There is, since his tendency is to seek honor, he should follow the course of behavior which will expose him in the opposite extreme. So opposite extreme is it helps very much, very much.
Probably like he needs to have almost like put to shame, like in a way, right? Like for a prideful man, opposite of pride is to be like put in a place where like, I don't know, like maybe cleaning bathrooms or something, like or something.
Yeah.
Like
That's exactly like how it works, and so with a prideful people, like many times this pride can be broken with the physical force, like even small physical force. So I saw many people. It was many years ago that. So basically, I've been to Russian army.
you were in the Russian army?
Yes, yeah. So I actually volunteered.
You did?
Okay,
that's
what naive and stupid Jews do when they don't have Torah. Okay.
Yeah, my dad was in
here. Huh?
My dad was in the army too.
Yes. So basically, when you get there, so it's not like American army.
Yeah, no.
It's like Russian army is where I was. It's like American prison.
Yeah, it's very physical.
It's like it's tough, and there is nobody to complain. There are no lawyers. So if you survive, good. If you not survive, you will die. So basically, right. Okay. So all of this bad thing. So some people came like very like with gava, like from sure some. So and then they were changed with one slap, just one slap over the face, and they would change and be humble and be like lowered and in the bathroom, and you would not believe what slap. One slap.
Wow.
Yeah. And if somebody would be beat up, so it's like many people broke because of this. So one slap can do a lot for that person. All the gava, all of these things. Okay. So I never had this gava. I never had this problem. So I mean, for them the fall was big. For me, it was not big. I mean, it's not like okay. So somebody slapped you. Okay. So you slap him back, or he slapped you 3 times, so he punched you. Okay, so you can survive, no problem. Okay, so continue. So, but I saw it with my own eyes.
Wow.
And the bigger guy, the bigger like fall.
He fell.
Yeah, fall down. Okay, continue. Yeah. He should sit in the lowest of the places, dressed in tattered rags, which shame the wearer. So this the one who used to work in Armani, all of these brands. So now he's like this. Okay. And the like, until the arrogance uprooted from his heart, and he returns to the middle path, which is a proper path. Okay, 21. Come to. And the goal for the person's behavior is explained in chapter 1 in details. Okay, so as we said, all of these things, all of this advice is just to put man in the middle path, which is what Hashem likes.
Right. And
he returns to the middle path, and he should walk in it and the rest of the life. So basically, this exercise, as Rambam said, it's only once. You did it exercise, you do correction on yourself, and guess what? I don't want to go back. Yeah, that's what Hashem likes. Hashem likes me like this. That's what I want to do. Commentary number 22. He will have eradicated his natural excess, and thus will have no need for further corrective measures. So once, as I'm telling you now, so one slap, or so we were serving like two years. So one slap of the face, and the guy changed until the next people came, right? I know, like for 1 year he was a different person. After 1 year he got his gava back a little, but it's very interesting. Hence, he can and should remain with the middle path in the future. Okay. So continue after number 22. One should take a similar course with each and other of the other traits. So basically, it's you go to different extreme, try to humble yourself down, try to fix your character trait, and do it for some time, like extreme. You do an extreme for some time, and then it becomes your nature. A person who swayed in a direction of one of the extremes should move in a direction of the opposite extreme. Okay, and accustom himself to that for a long time until he returned to the proper path, which is a midpoint for each and every temperament. Okay, so we're going to. So I'm from my personal experience. So I used to go to this shul next to me, then to another shul a little further, and now I go to the shul that I used to drive. So if I wanted to go to that shul, I used to drive. So, but after like I don't know, a year or more that I go to the shul, so I got so used to. It's like part of like somewhat. So I have to go like 15 minutes walk, 17, whatever, how many. So it's normal for me.
Right.
So some time ago, like, if I go to that shul, I'm going to only drive. But now, like I do it every day, twice a day, so there is no problem. So that's how nature of the person can change. Personal example. Commentary number 23. The commentaries note that the course of behavior suggested here is reminiscent to the acts of the penitence mentioned in Sanhedrin 25b with regard to the certain transgressions. So that's how you do the show, basically. The Rambam quotes this passage in Hilchot De'ot. So Edut is witnesses, right? 5:9. Okay. So it says, when can we be certain that the penitence of those who lend at interest, right? So basically, we trying to establish if he can be a kosher witness, right? Mm-hmm. When they freely tear up their promissory notes and fully repent and do not lend even to a non-Jew in interest. So he said, you know what, I'm so sorry that I did this. So he's a promissory note. So the guy does not owe me anything. And even with non-Jew, they don't play even with non-Jew. When can we be certain that the penitence of the dice thrower, right? So it's gamblers, I guess. Mm-hmm. When they have broken their dice, fully repent and do not play even when there are no money stakes. Okay, so that even for fun, does not play. When can be certain that of the penitence of those who raise pigeons? It's also like gambling, I guess. When they break the instruments with which they capture the pigeons and do not follow their practice, even in a desert. So basically, in a desert, there's nobody to see. Okay, even then. So completely, eradicate completely. So to a butcher who examined the animals and sold the non-kosher animal as kosher, he's invalid as a witness until his deeds bear witness that he has repented. He should dress in black and cover his head with a black garment. Go to a place where he is unknown and return a valuable lost object. So basically, right, so nobody knows, black is in black. So today's black is in style, but there it's like he's a known person. Okay. Mm-hmm. So continue. The Meiri comments. So I mean that the person. So all of these examples that Rambam gives, it's like opposite extreme. He has to go opposite extreme to show that he did the Shua. The Meiri comments on this Talmudic passage: middle of the road ways cannot cure the morally ill. The more it's too much. The only remedy is to tend toward the opposite extreme. So we can stop here. So basically, for normal person, as you said, so you understand this grandma, that doesn't matter. She's right. She's not right. It's not the point. It's the problem is your reaction to this.
Yeah.
You understand? So maybe you cannot change her, but you can change your reaction. And that's and I have to work on my anger with the small things and stuff like that. Any questions? Any comments?
Not yet. But I'm gonna go over it again, and we'll.
Okay, please. So, and I think it would be beneficial if you have any comments, whatever we said this time, or time before. If you learn something extra, you want to bring it up. So I think it would be beneficial. And plus, ask other people to join or join my other classes.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Right.